All my days is about to start, you know. And we are back with the reactions. As you look, before I say that, Sam JJ for Junior will explain later. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm saying help a young brother out, make it. And I'm saying 200 subs is creeping on the low. So yeah, man, let's get to that. And then 500, and then 1,000, then 10,000, then 50,000, then 100,000, then 500,000, then a milli, then 2 milli, then 5 milli, then 10 milli, then 50 milli, then 100 milli, so on and so forth. All by the grace of God and you guys' help. So yeah, as you can see, man's gotten my hair done finally. I'm sitting a do-rag and that. I got a little pop smokes, but yeah, it's fresh, but it's not fresh at the same time, if you get me. So like, the braids are fresh because it was like 2 days ago, but man, ain't got a trim. As you can see, I ain't getting a trim because the whole point is to grow on my sides, and I decided to get my hair done because an afro is kind of jarring to deal with. And yeah, I wasn't combing my hair, so it was just gonna be messy, and yeah, it would have been long. So well, sooner or later. So yeah, man, we reacted to Louaista. Where are the members of the Xxxtentacion'S group now? I'm saying rest in peace, Triple X. And I'm saying he was a legend in the making. I mean, he's a legend. He died a legend. But yeah, man, let's start in it. Louaista. I enjoy this guy's videos. Oh yeah, I can finally do this now instead of on my forehead. Tingle is falling. As jarring as it was, fam. But yeah, time to look in. Yeah.
There are some groups that define a moment in time. Whether it was the Furious Five, the Wu-Tang Clan, or even the Migos, there are songs you hear.
Migos, man. The Migos. Oh man, we could have a whole video just talking about the Migos, fam. Like generally, these guys were just generational. Like the way they just came into the game, shook it up. Where's the peace takeoff, man? The way the Migos ended wasn't. It's just sad, bro. That's just the music industry in one sentence, man. The Migos. Hey, Dad. Who are the Migos? Son. Boy, oh boy. If you were there, say you were there, man. Oh my God. Bro, it's just like. My bad, bro. But yeah.
From these hip-hop crews that defined an era for a certain audience or generation. For those who were deeply invested in the SoundCloud rap wave, there were a few that cast a more looming shadow than one crew coming out of Broward County, Florida. That group was none other than Members Only, a crew of misfits from the Sunshine State who came together and put the world on notice with their high-octane, chaotic sound.
I feel like I am your guy. I'm the shot to the body. Heavy metal looking gnarly. Got a with a mod.
Although their biggest group project only peaked at a modest number 18 on the charts, their influence reached far beyond anything reflected on the billboards. But these days, the group is almost forgotten by the masses, with most of its members relegated to the back of the genre's collective minds after its biggest star was extinguished far too young. And now, some of them are struggling to make ends meet, or are coping with destroyed reputations, let alone recognized as the influential MCs they once were. It's your boy Louaista, and this is the fall of Xxxtentacion'S Members Only crew. And when looking at this group that had no shortage of potential, there's no better place to start than the man who appeared to have the most out of everyone.
Well, there was a poll. It was asking people who are the hottest rappers currently in Florida. You did point out that Ski Mask.
So why isn't Ski on there?
Yeah, you were pointing out that he wasn't on
because it. Because if you, bro, because niggas ain't gonna treat.
Nah, got that Ski Marks the slum god. Nah, that guy's too cold, bro. What the hell? I remember the first time I listened to him, I was, bro, my ears, they were hot, fam. I think my earbuds went on fire, bro. That guy's speed is, bro, only a few rappers can rap faster than him. And not stutter, not, I'm saying, take a pause to grasp for air. Nah, Ski Mask is cold, like, he's cold. Guys just need to lock in and invest in him, bro.
Me and Ski like we Mario and Luigi. No, we both Mario. We both fucking Mario.
Oh, word,
no
that's tough.
Sidekick, none of that.
That's
bro,
tough.
it's not no.
That's
no
a real
Vegeta. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, man,
no, bro, we both.
yard and that.
I ain't seen my brother in months, man. I haven't seen my brother in almost a year, man, because people keep f***ing with his pride and his ego.
Back in the day, the two main figureheads of Members Only were Xxxtentacion and Ski Mask the Slump God, a duo that was once inseparable. This longtime rhyming team met when they were both incarcerated and suddenly saw an escape route of their current predicament.
But apparently they went to the same school though. I don't know,
and
man.
then when I went to jail, that's when I met XXX. There's nothing really to do in there. We was in there for like
he said
30
himself,
days
so yeah.
together. So we were just in like the day room. Say this is like the day room, and there's like a whole bunch of chairs. We're just beating on the chairs, just rapping and shit. That nigga had a gun charge. Back then, juvenile. That means he was like under 18. That nigga crazy. X is crazy, son. I spent my birthday in juvenile jail. I think that gave me an extra biscuit or a cookie it was or some shit. Yeah, but nah, he was my friend.
Nah, that's not
and I was like 16 or just turning 17 in jail or just turning 16. We both wouldn't be the same artists that we are if we didn't meet each other at all, because we helped each other both evolve.
During their formative years as artists, the True led the way for the Broward County scene. Alongside collaborating with each other frequently, both of them delivered the definitive projects that were accredited to the crew, with projects like 17, Question Mark, You Will Regret, and Stokely. However, the two underwent a lot of personal strife, and eventually had a very public fallout, but both men insisted they still had love for one another. Even if things got a little out of hand at times, don't care what you said about me, you know who got your back. Love you, forever.
I'll always love that alien-looking name, XXX. But I have to distance myself because it's like nobody would see me as an individual rapper if I don't. On top of that nigga crazy as hell.
When Ski was drawing a line under their friendship, X tried to use Ski's support as a bargaining chip and wanted his supporters to get the rapper back on his side if they wanted a new release. If you want me to make music, tell Ski Mask to be my friend again, he said in a deleted video. Tell Ski Mask to be my friend again and I will make music. Tell him to be my friend again. At the time, his claims were largely ignored and Ski stayed on his own path, but he eventually relented and said that he wanted to be on X's tape. This time, X flipped the script when Ski tried to collaborate with him again and simply said no when asked about it by a fan. Ski was shocked, but ultimately didn't back down.
Man, I wasn't saying anything about friendship, man. I was talking about making a song, bro.
Over the last couple of months of X's life, they came to a truce of some kind. But when X was killed, it's fair to say that Ski was left devastated by his passing.
Bro, I don't even know what to say right now. I just don't know what to say. I guess I'm just making this because the information, what I just heard, was that he's passed.
After X's death, Ski really took on the mantle of paying homage to his fallen friend. But when his other peer and close friend Juice WRLD died, it felt like Ski's world was crumbling around him.
No, bro, this goes close with X and Juice.
Character of all time.
Damn.
That's too hard.
Bro, what? That's like
hard. That's like Flapjack.
Okay, yeah, bro.
Chowder.
Seeing
It's like
Juice
you-
WRLD every time, bro. It's just, bro. Rest in peace, man. So many legends, bro.
You could go early 2000s. You could go old shit like Flintstone shit. You could go so many different places.
You know who I like? I like the banana character off of Rick and Morty.
Bro, I don't even remember that one.
And it was killing everybody.
Yeah.
As the news of Juice's passing broke, Ski tweeted out in horror, "He can't be gone. They keep taking my brothers from me. At this point, take me too." Suddenly dealing with major trauma in quick succession, the public went from being excited to hear what was forthcoming from Ski to simply hoping that his mental well-being was intact and that he wasn't self-medicating too much.
And then, bro, might have been in that position. Cause like, you just won't be in the mental space to even go to the studio or think about making music. And then the more and more time goes by, because you would need a lot of time to process that, because that was back to back. I'm saying deaths of your close friends. So you need a lot of time to process that, get back into the right mental space. And then, yeah, your momentum just dies down and it's just sad, bro. Damn, bro.
Much to numb the pain. But when he finally emerged, people weren't as engaged as they once were as the industry seemed to move on. On top of his comeback mixtape Sin City shifting 17,000 first week units, in comparison to Stokely's 51,000 and number 6 position on the billboards, the misalignment of Ski Mask was made all too clear when it was revealed that his verse was replaced by the more widely known but far less revered Lil Dicky on Justin Bieber's latest record. Ski Mask was originally supposed to be on Running Over, and this Lil Dicky verse is absolute shit compared to what Ski did on it. LOL. Tweeted longtime friend DJ Scheme. Following all that's happened to him, it wasn't exactly surprising that it took the best part of 6 years for another project to emerge. The resulting album peaked at number 55 and led to a world tour for Ski Mask, which he took fellow members only alumni Danny Towers and DJ Scheme along for. Later, he fed the fan base by reuniting with Cole Bennett for Catch Me Outside too. And while this raised his profile to levels that had been unforeseen for the past couple of years, it's fair to say that he's still not discussed as a potential megastar in the way he once was. But when it comes to what's happened to the members only crew in recent years, not being seen as a future king of the genre is nothing compared to the level of career mismanagement some of the others have faced. A prime example of this is none other than Kid Trunks. A man whose once prosperous career disappeared in a wave of deception that left the public disgusted by him. Trunks had been rhyming since the age of 15, but like
wait, what did I see someone say he lied about having cancer? Boy, oh boy.
Of the MO crew. His breakthrough came when he first crossed paths with Jose Onfroy, better known to the world as Xxxtentacion.
So how'd you meet X? Or why did you graduate? Why'd you drop out first? You just hated it that much?
I'll keep it blood raw. X told me to drop out. Like he forced me to drop out. Like I swear.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So how'd you meet him?
Well, I met him when I was like 14 or 15. I had a best friend back then in high school. Her name was Cynthia, and I would just usually be at her crib and shit, just vibing because we was friends. And she told me one day, she was like, "Yo, I got a man. You can't really like come over that much." And I was like, "All right, bet, but you got to introduce me to him because you feel me? We best friends and shit." So, my current manager, X's old manager, Absent Will, he had dropped him off at Cynthia's house that day, and that's where I met him. But at first we didn't like get along because he wasn't a really friendly person.
Despite initial reservations from both men over where they could get along, the two formed a bond, and before long, Trunks was the newest addition to the crew that was so vital to his early buzz as an artist.
Honestly, we wasn't even talking about me being a members only. Okay. I was just around, you know, like supporting him, like being at the shows, turning up, like promoting his music. And then one day I woke up, he tweets, he was like, "Welcome to members only, men." And that's when he put me members only.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about me being in the group or anything.
Tough.
It's crazy.
From the outset, Trunks thought that he was destined for greatness. But while self-belief is good in certain doses, he had a habit of calling himself one of the greatest long before he'd actually proven it.
Yes, I am the best Asian rapper alive. Now, see, stars.
Unsurprisingly, this got him quite a whole lot of backlash from the public, who felt like he hadn't earned anything near this.
And in the morning, like, I was like, you know what? I felt like just labeling myself the greatest Asian rapper alive. So I posted on my story. I'm like,
wait. Let me even think about Asian rappers that are like American. Future is blazing. He's got South Korean descent. Yeah, that's the right word. So yeah, you're clearly not better than Future, bro. Wait, let me actually think. Asian rappers. Bro, my mind is going blank, or there just isn't that many popular ones. Yeah, man, don't know.
And like, I don't care who don't think so, but I'm the greatest Asian rapper alive. You feel me? Point blank, period. And then 2 days later, I wake up, Academics posted me on his story.
Oh, and asked if people agreed. Okay.
Yeah, and that shit went viral. So I had so many people hit me up like, and honestly, I didn't really stress it that much.
So even if you got a lot of hate from it, though, was that worth it in that it got a lot more people talking about shit?
Because at the end of the day, everyone as an artist and as a man should feel like they're the greatest. You feel me?
Although it was seen as cringe by some, it didn't hold
you have to
in the peak of.
You have to feel like you're the greatest and tell yourself that you're the greatest, and then put the work in and try and improve to be the greatest. for you to be the greatest. You can be.
Success arrived in the form of the 2018 track IDK. Later, a few tracks from the posthumous release Members Only Volume 3 helped keep his name alive in the mix. But after all the chatter around him started to wind down, Trunks took a major gamble to try and give his brand another boost in a very unconventional sense. In case you didn't know, Kid Trunks became infamous for when he attempted to revive his momentum by claiming that he'd suffered a series of unfortunate circumstances. In quick succession, he revealed that he'd been shot, and shortly afterwards, he claimed to have lung cancer. After he sought what could only be seen as a sympathy vote, Kid Trunks did receive a small win in the form of a Fashion Nova deal. But while this briefly boosted his profile, Trunks soon realized that he had in fact gone too far. And in a lengthy apology, he described the whole cocktail of circumstances that led to his decision to deceive the public.
My career was going down. Like, I feel like I wasn't getting as much love as I used to be.
Being desperate, bro,
and
for
like,
limelight.
you know, they say clout is a hell of a drug, but drug is a hell of a drug. You know what I'm saying? So I felt that me lying about getting shot would work on my behalf, which it didn't. And honestly, that was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. About the cancerous shit, I don't have lung cancer. I have a cancerous abscess growing in my chest and in the back of my brain. You know what I'm saying? But I do not have lung cancer. Neither do I have that bullshit pneumonia cancer that I was lying about. I was just off the drugs.
So bro doesn't even know what he was lying about.
At the wrong time. And bro, you guys don't have to believe me if you don't want to. I've been capping a lot due to just me overdoing myself, and like I'm saying, I'm not trying to make no excuses up for myself. I'm not trying to seek any sympathy right now. I am going through it a lot mentally, spiritually, physically, and I'll just be real with y'all. Like, I apologize for lying about getting shot. I apologize for lying about having lung cancer. And I also apologize for just making my friends, my family, and my fans look bad. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, like, I
these
just
comments are frying
from the bottom of my heart.
After doing that, it's fair to say that Kid Trunks became a pariah. Because while some things can be excused when you're desperate to hold on to fame, faking an illness when real families are suffering isn't one of them. And now, his attempts to make amends have completely fallen on deaf ears. But somehow, he still seems to think this is in any way salvageable. Recently, his management offered an olive branch to the public and tried to capitalize on his connection to the late X to kickstart his career by posting the following message on his old friend's dedicated subreddit. Happy New Year, Xxxtentacion family. We hope everyone had an amazing holiday season filled with love, reflection, and positivity. As we step into 2025, we want to start fresh by addressing some important matters with honesty and sincerity. First and foremost, on behalf of Kid Trunks, I want to deeply and genuinely apologize for his past mistakes. Trunks has taken the time to reflect on his actions and understand the hurt they may have caused. He's been in rehab for 5 months now, and we are proud to share that he is 157 days sober, a milestone he's worked incredibly hard to achieve. This journey has been one of growth, self-awareness, and redemption. We humbly ask for your understanding and invite you to join us in supporting Trunks on this path of renewal. Everyone deserves a chance to grow and be better, and Trunks is committed to proving himself through his actions moving forward. On a lighter note, we're excited to share some new music with you, but almost as soon as they could do so, the fans let it be known that they weren't about that, and that what he had done was unforgivable. As polite as I can be, Mid Trunks. Jessica, we are glad your client is off drugs, but he faked having cancer and scammed people. This community doesn't like him. And if he really wants public perception of him to change, maybe he should change how he presents himself. This post's intention is to get clout and views, not to spread joy. We would all prefer to see Trunks be a motivational speaker, or work with troubled kids, or even make a YouTube channel just being himself. The song that you promoted just sounds like a song X and Ski would have made 7 years ago, but worse. Less energy and less exciting. We are not the target audience for your client's music, but we would probably like some of his posts if they showed genuine change, since we would at least be happy that X had a positive change on his friend, which so far he hasn't. Despite the writing very clearly being on the wall, Kid Trunks simply refuses to relent and go get a job in an Arby's or something. However, there are some who actually still have a shot at a sustainable career. It's just that they haven't quite reached the heights that they could have based on their raw talent. One rapper that fits that bill perfectly is Rob Banks, an affiliate of Raider Clan before he linked up with Members Only. Banks immediately stood out as as one of the most promising acts in the clique. In no small part due to the fact that while other kids envisioned being basketball players or astronauts, Banks only ever wanted to be an MC.
Astronaut.
I knew I wanted to rap when I was young. I was like 6. I used to watch 106 in Park, and I used to want to emulate them. I was really drawn to it. It's one of those things that I was really drawn to. I wasn't drawn to a lot as a child. I was never really easily influenced by shit, but that did. Definitely Rap City and 106 in Park. Like I always said, when I first heard certain rappers, when I first heard Biggie, I knew I wanted to rap. When I first heard Slick Rick, I knew I wanted to rap. Wu-Tang, I knew I wanted to rap when I first heard Protect Your Neck and shit like that. The first time I made something, I was real young. I think I was recording at one of my best friends at the time's house, young Neil, and his brother had a whole bunch of recording equipment, and we would just go around with his shit. His brother taught us how to count bars. He taught us everything about music, to be real. All the basic fundamentals, how to count bars, how to do a hook, how to do a verse. That was the first time I made something. I was in the 8th grade, something like that. Handpicked by Xxxtentacion to join the group, Rob has been open about the fact that he had a real difficult time adjusting to fame.
Rob Banks sort of, you know what I'm saying, took over and almost snuffed the real, I'll say the normal side of me out, you know what I'm saying, because my life completely became all music after that, you know what I'm saying, that just was rap, that's all I did. Shows and rap shit, you know what I'm saying, studio, and that's my everyday, like, shit, I mean, shit like this, like, I got, you know what I'm saying, so with that comes a lot of other things, you know what I'm saying. Part of yourself, I feel like with any type of success, a little piece of you dies, almost like a little bit of innocence dies in you. So.
And this is interesting, considering that in another life, he could have been a Nepo baby. Because, as it turns out, reggae star Shaggy is his father. However, his dad didn't even know he was rhyming until he'd made some major progress.
Oh, we're good. We're good. You know, I speak to him almost every day. I actually see him almost every day when we're not respectively touring. He's very dedicated to music, and what I really like about him is that he's a genuine music person. He's about the art of the music. He's not about the gimmick of it. I mean, he'd see us go to the studio here and there, but he wasn't totally like involved in it or anything. Actually, I didn't know he was rapping until way afterwards when it was brought to my attention. You know, and by that time he had already had a large following, you know, because he was living in Broward at the time, and I was in New York, and, you know, I was always touring. I'd come in and see him back and forth.
Despite any tips on handling the buzz, it led to disputes between Rob and his friends, including Xxxtentacion.
The X? Yeah, that's probably X. This guy's a hothead, man. Yeah, he wants to smoke his jaw.
Still, he kept
what is that music in the
connecting
background?
whole conceptual anime-influenced ideas alongside his music that made it stand out from the rest.
Because you know, when you make a project, projects like, especially one like Falconia, come with a theme. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have a theme to certain shit. And like, with that theme shit, it's like, you get stuck to a character almost, you know what I'm saying? And stuck into a certain world and
or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of stuck in that Falconia world and I couldn't leave because I promised my fans that for so long. But I really, the whole time, like with the last 2 years of me recording Falconia and finishing up that project, I really wanted to just get back to me. You know what I'm saying? And get back to Rob and who Rob is, like who is Femto, like who am I? You know what I'm saying? And shed the whole Falconia, the Griffith, the whole anime shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like shed that skin almost and emerge anew in a sense.
But for all that he's steadily working now, there was a point in 2020 where Rob Banks was pretty adamant he was retiring in favor of management. I'm trying to put artists on, he said of his new career direction. When I look at the artists that I've helped break, and I've never spoken on this, especially publicly, on an interview scale, it's never been with paperwork. Cause I was young and the way I am, I see talent and I'm like, I just want to help you. I don't know why, but that's just how I've always been. I just want to help. If I got a platform, I'ma help. And strangely, these claims of calling it a day with their music career is going to be a recurring thread for the members-only crew. But even though he's still pushing forward, Rob seems disillusioned with how the industry is today. And by the sounds of it, he misses those early days when he and his friends were just creating without all the hangups that the money brings.
What do you miss most about like the SoundCloud era of rap?
The authenticity of it, not everything being so number controlled and just fake, you know what I'm saying? Everything, release dates and this and that and new music drop, shut the fuck, put this shit out. Waiting all these years to do it. And I'm saying, that's not towards anyone, that's towards like, to be honest, my old self. That's the only person I'm ever in competition with. I look back at myself taking 7 years to drop Falconia. I'm like, a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. Myself at that time, you was scared to put music out. For them people, you crazy. Hell no, it'll never happen again.
For most of this Florida collective, it'd really be no surprise for them to miss the old days, as most of the time, it really represented the peak of their relevance to the world. An artist who no doubt feels this is Wi-Fi's Funeral, a multifaceted talent who actually collaborated on a tape with Rob Banks back in 2019. This Florida rapper was another one who was brought into the fold by X. In fact, they'd known one another for a long time.
So I was like when he was like 15, 16 when I knew about him. We knew each other because we were with the same girl.
Right.
Yeah, little did we know.
Boy.
And then I found out he made music. He was sending Gabe his music a lot, and then which is DJ Scheme. And DJ Scheme was showing it to me a lot. And he was like, "Yo, like, these boys are snapping. These boys are snapping. These boys are snapping." So I was just like, "Okay, I will listen to the music from time to time." And then X just started wilding out on the internet like before he even got viral. X already had made members only a thing before I had joined or before it was as big as it was. There was always, you know, people like Cooley, Trunks, and all those people. They were always in it. I joined members only, I'd say around 2016, 2017. Like no, late 2015 heading into 2016. So all of 2016 I was in members only. And then I left middle of 2017. That's when I left members only.
Suddenly, a DM prompted them to not only link up to collaborate, but to actually stay in the same home for an extended period of time.
Yeah, it was me, Ski Mask, DJ Scheme, and their manager at the time. Well, not by contract, but just, you know, manager at the time. Tables. We were living at Tables crib in Orlando by Full Sail, right across the street from Full Sail.
Okay.
And as you can imagine, he had an eventful time being linked so closely to X. At one stage, he even got jumped during a show on the famous Revenge Tour after he crowd surfed.
Oh no. that dive bomb was crazy. God damn. Can X see what's going on? Nah, this is sad. And the music is still playing.
But as most rappers would, Wi-Fi downplayed it like it wasn't a big deal.
I don't know. I genuinely don't even care. Yo, to be real with you, I'm so glad that shit happened. That shit changed my life.
Because you went viral.
Not even that I went viral. It was like, it gave everybody a reason to like have my name in their mouth. But then when they listened to my music, they were like, wait, let me kind of take back a little bit like what I said. Like, yeah, that's just but you not like everybody else. Cause everybody, I think everybody was under the assumption that I just did
I've never seen anything like that,
shit.
bro.
Like, bro, dog, even if you're at a rap concert, if you're at a members only
did you just not rate my man that much?
That it's not a regular ass
jumping is
rap
crazy.
concert. Regardless of like, yes,
maybe he landed hard on the wrong
and,
person.
You know, who the would
and
want
all
to get
of the
jumped
man that were
on,
there as well,
who would want to
just
get
went
kicked
mad
on or
on
anything like that. But bro, look at the type of influences that we had growing up. I just told you one of my favorite bands was Alice in Chains. What the makes you think I'm not gonna jump in the crowd? Real shit. It's not like it's some white boy shit.
Over the years, he also struggled with addiction, even almost dying while recording 2016's Black Heart Revenge.
So you started having drug problems with Xx and Adderall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which was the worst you think out of those three?
In and out because I was like really mixing the two because I was just like, yo, this, like I don't want to be here. And I caught a stroke the second time I overdosed.
A heart attack.
Well,
a stroke is a heart attack, right?
Yeah, I don't even know. Honestly, dude, like I'm probably the worst person to ask that because my brain is so fried. But yeah, I caught a stroke. Whole left side of my body was like done.
Really?
Stiffed up, like I couldn't move it. I was blessed that that didn't happen to me, but I definitely felt locked, like face stiff. This whole left side of my body was literally completely stiff. I couldn't move it. I was freaking out so bad. I was literally like wobbling. I could only move on my right leg.
On another occasion, he took his ex-girlfriend's codeine pills and ingested so many that his face went numb. But despite these odds, there was certainly success to be found in his career. Signed to Alamo and Interscope, the rapper's Ethernet project put him on the map to the point that he was awarded a position in the 2018
Wi-Fi funeral had a project called Ethernet. Fair enough.
XXL freshman class. But as time went on, he felt that he was outgrowing the structure provided by members only and set out to leave the group behind.
And like at least like hold my shit until I went to the hospital. And had I not did that, they honestly said that I was gonna flatline.
You got lucky, man, because like I said, the rest of her life, she had to be put in a special home.
I mean, I still feel the effects of it. Like
she couldn't go to the bathroom by herself.
If you see how I walk and shit.
This caused issues between him and X, with their similarities often sparking animosity.
We were not like hating each other. We were still good friends, but you know, there was a little bit of friction because he always understood that I wanted to do my own thing. And when I joined Members Only, we had a whole conversation and I told him, I was like, bro, if I'm doing this for you. I'm not doing this to benefit off of anything or anything like that. I'm doing this solidly because I want to help you. But you know, I came into this music shit doing my own thing. I want to do my own thing. You know what I mean? Like I want to help you, but I want to do my own thing as well. So, and he always respected that. But I think around the time, because there was a lot of bullshit within the inner circle that was going on that I'll never speak upon, you know what I mean? Because there's no point of speaking on that at all. But there was a lot of bullshit within the inner circle of all those other politics that I could understand why I rubbed him a certain type of way. He probably felt like people were just dropping him left and right when it was just more of a, me and him always had a yin and yang type of thing. You know what I mean? Where it was like we were the exact same person, two completely different views though.
Down the line, it led to others like Kid Trunks disputing if he was ever truly affiliated, even if some of those around him gave a look to suggest that he was once again capping.
Wi-Fi's funeral at some point was a part of the collective, right? Am I tripping?
No.
He wasn't? Okay. He was just a part.
Nah, he wasn't a part of Members Only, but he was around.
He was around a lot, right?
Yeah.
But Ski Mask was, right?
Yeah,
most definitely. Okay,
Most
for sure. And are you guys all out of Broward County, right?
Broward County, Florida, 954.
While he always had love for the crew, even after he left, Wi-Fi claimed it was them who were ultimately sparking a needless rift.
And them boys be like acting like I'm not in Members Only. Like they just did an interview with Bootleg Kevin, said that I wasn't in Members Only. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Cool. I know. Everybody knows what the truth is. The fans know what the truth is. So it's like I don't understand why that would even be brought up.
Right. Anybody that's really been neck
they
deep,
know the truth. They know I was in Members Only too. So the fact that they would even come out and say that, I think the whole situation is goofy.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is, bro. It's the music industry.
It is what it is.
Amid these struggles, his debut album Pain surfaced in 2020, but failed to crack the top 200. Along the way, he joined the club of his former in 2020, but failed to crack the top 200. Along the way, he joined the club of his former crew members who claimed they were bowing out by posting on Twitter that, I don't really know how to put this into words or actually explain this the best way possible, but I'm officially retiring from rapping. Thank you all so much, and I love you. Until we meet again. But he essentially never stopped dropping, addressing the post later and suggesting it was a misunderstanding.
And he was like, I personally feel like within rap music, you've done everything that you can do. You know what I mean? You've made XXL, you trended on YouTube solidly off of a fucking freestyle. You know what I mean? Like no beat in the background, no nothing. You just rapping. Like people kind of know already that you could rap. And after a while, I just thought about it and I was just like, well, what the else do I have like more to bring to the table other than that? I know I can bring more, but it was like, what else in rap music specifically? Like, do I have to bring to the table?
And according to him, a lot of people that wrote him off came out of the woodwork after he claimed to be done with the rap game.
The only time they really want to give you your type of respects due is when they feel is these three things. They got to feel like you out for the count. They got to either feel like, you know, you're giving up or you're retiring, quote unquote, or you got to be dead.
Some sort of tragedy, pretty much.
Something has to happen to you to where people feel specific pity for you.
Did you not see what popped up?
And be like, damn.
That is true, bro.
As for Members Only, he said
people only, you know what I'm saying, value you and show you the most love when you're gone. When they realize what they're missing, what they miss, you get me? And me, I ain't gonna be on that, bro. I ain't trying to move like that because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to have that feeling, bro, because, you get me, like, the feeling of only knowing who Juice WRLD was after he died, you know what I'm saying, that eats me up so much, even though I don't even know the guy in real life. So yeah, man, I don't want that to be someone I know if I'm getting that type of feeling from someone I don't know. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
As he remains completely estranged from the rest of the group.
far as members only, like I got no.
And reconcile with people you love, bro. Like, because any day could be their day, and once they're gone, bro, they're gone. And then you're gonna be like, oh, you left us, and you left me on bad terms. I regret this, I regret that, bro. I don't ever wanna say that, bro. I don't ever wanna feel that. So yeah, chat. I know you lot don't ever wanna feel that as well. So you get me. Reconcile with the ones you love, man. I'm saying, oh, there is certain stuff that's like unforgivable, and I get it, but for the most part, try. I'm saying try.
I got no hate in my heart towards them boys, no bitterness in my heart towards them boys, but I don't have any type of relationship with members only, like at all. I've been out of members only 17, 18, 19, for almost 4 years now. I've been out of members only.
Yeah, long time.
So
yeah.
Although his days with the crew are a distant memory, he's still dropping EPs and mixtapes. The only problem is that no one is particularly engaging with it. Since then, he's done what most rappers with leftover buzz and a decent online following end up doing: selling features for cheap just to stay afloat. Where Wi-Fi's funeral didn't stick to his retirement whatsoever, one former close confidant of Xxxtentacion'S, who did for a little while, was Craig Zen. The nephew of Dirty South legend DJ Crew, Craig essentially became a musician because he didn't want to do anything else, and was encouraged by his father's side of the family to pursue it.
Yeah, they definitely support me, and they saw that as a positive outlet, and they saw that I had the talent, so they wanted to help me hone in on my craft and develop that.
So when we look at the songs that are on your SoundCloud, are those actually a product of them like helping you out with that kind of stuff, or is this mostly you on your own?
In the beginning, I rap with my cousin, so like if you go back to my very first few songs, his name's K Rillo, so there's like probably 4 or 5 songs I had with him.
Right.
And I got a song with my uncle or two.
Okay.
But I kind of wanted to venture out and start doing my own thing.
Right.
And so...
Because you have a totally different style than what I would assume they're probably into.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we started having differences, because I would play a beat and I'd be like, hey, this shit is hard.
Right.
And then they wouldn't really feel it.
Along the way, he performed with X on the Revenge Tour, made some major waves on the joint projects with the crew, and got some high praise from the scene for projects like Resilient. But after the death of Xxxtentacion, he left members only behind.
I appreciate y'all. Run It Back is at like 5.1 million some shit. The video that we did with Cole Bennett is at like 10 mil, and then my solo vid, Crybaby Cell 17, is at like 900K. So I appreciate y'all. And y'all with me, even y'all niggas want to know why I went ghost for a minute, bro? Because I had to get my head right. Because I had to get my mind right. I had to really look at this shit and think, am I moving properly, bro? Am I still in this shit for what I was in it for? I'm no longer in members only. Not. I love them niggas to death. I love everybody who's been in members only and who's not in members only or who's in members only. Anybody in this music shit, I got love for it. And I got so much love for anybody who's trying to better their life. And niggas been in really shitty positions. But I gotta do my own thing, bro. I gotta do my own thing. I came in this shit as my own nigga, bro. I have to do this shit with me and y'all. This is not labels or none of that shit. A lot of niggas have advised me not to say what the I'm saying right now. And I'm cool with that, because I'm just keeping it 1,000 with y'all, bro, because I have to, because that's how I came in this shit, bro.
After persevering with music for
I don't know why his mouth and talking style kind of reminds me of Quando Rondo a bit.
Years. Craig retired in 2020
Do
after
you not
releasing
see it?
one last
Do you
project.
see what I see?
But since then, it seems like he's tried to distance himself from much of his past, even wiping his music videos from YouTube. And while he returned in 2024 with a couple of singles, it looks like the days where Zen could have been one of the artists to carry the torch for the group's legacy are long gone. But he's not the only one. One man that flew too close
what
to the
is that
sun in
tattoo
terms
on
of
his
trying
head,
to use
bro?
his members-only connections to sustain a buzz was Ichabod
these
Vance.
white dreads.
Far from the
Lord
most
have
gifted
mercy.
spitter of the crew, Ichabod is actually best known as a tattoo artist who's inked Florida rappers from a whole host of crews. He's even responsible for the legendary tree tat on X's forehead.
What made you how'd you know to keep that little artwork, the tree? Like when you I don't know, when you did that piece, do you know how legendary that would be? Yeah. Bro.
But while this was his main role in the crew, he eventually became the protege of X's mother, Cleo Bernard. This meant that when it came time to release posthumous projects, he was always going to get first dibs. However, this wasn't a positive career move, as the backlash from his feature on the track Glass Shards, the last track X ever worked on before getting shot, being promoted via the deceased rapper's IG as the account went live basically sunk him. In fact, out of all the tracks released after X's death, None of them have been as contentious as this one. Stop ruining this man's legacy. Let him rest in peace. Honestly, I want to say this to X's team. Stop ruining your artist's vision and discography, something that he worked very hard for. You've already ruined other projects. Stop adding features that don't make any sense. But clearly, you don't care about that. The dude's part isn't bad. He's good, but this doesn't look very good for him. The way X's fan base perceives it, it's Cleo trying to get her new artist more clout, and that's about it. Not giving a damn about X's vision. And sure enough, they were right, as these days, Igabot's tracks are barely even breaking 2K views in the span of months. Generally, this sense that their career is going nowhere is pretty much the case for most of the members-only crew. Alongside X, members like Tables and Cade have died from issues ranging from accidental overdoses to heart conditions. But alongside these tragic tales, there are a few of them who've wound up in jail too. For example, we have Kid Pronto, who was predominantly known for being the kid with a blunt in his nose on the Look At Me single cover.
What?
And now he has found himself serving numerous stints in prison. After evading it in the past for an incident where he attacked his brother, Pronto got a hefty sentence for stabbing another teenager over a dispute about a girl.
My son was just pulling him off of the girl he was strangling, and he didn't know the boy had a
was it
knife
worth
in his
it?
pocket. My son got hit in his
Bro,
aorta.
I hate seeing men argue, go at it, or even worse than that, over females, bro. Come on, man. Come on. We all have to do better, bro. We all have to do better. Bro, don't ever go crazy for the opposite of CX, bro. This is
and his
mad.
femoral artery, and was left there to die, and he was taunted by this man.
As the kid wound up narrowly avoiding death, Kid Pronto, real name Zachary Stoddard, was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and now his IG is almost inactive, except for pictures of him posing in his prison uniform with captions about the pearls of the street life. Another man who was previously close to X and now finds himself in a cramped cell is Tankhead 666. In any image of X where he's flanked by what looks to be security, Tankhead is the man you're looking at. But while he's often misconstrued as just another employee of X's, the truth was that it was a deeply personal bond.
I wouldn't say security because I wasn't getting paid to be a security. It was more like I wanted to be there. Like I was making more doing my thing on the street hustling than, you feel me, being there with him. But I was just so up about him, and you know, like damn, he's really a good kid, and he really wants to, you know, help people in the world and help people elevate and persevere. Right. So that's why I really gravitated to him and was with him. Like I really cared about him. You feel me?
Well, you said that you had to protect X at all costs.
Yeah, I would have died about him.
Yeah.
Everybody know that.
For physical evidence of that, look no further than when he drove off of a balcony at a show straight after X to keep him safe.
I've seen this clip so many times, and I keep on thinking that's security. Everyone says that's security. Whole time.
An aspiring rapper in his own right too, Tankhead was broken by X's death. And just 2 years after it went down, he was arrested when Jose Tremaine Jose, aka Fat Poppy, was death outside the popular Wynwood restaurant Kush. After he attempted to flee, he was reportedly apprehended near the Florida state line and returned to Dade County for arraignment.
Xxxtentacion has been arrested in connection with a deadly shooting in Miami. Linwood Walker III, who goes by Tankhead 666, was affiliated with XXX's members-only music collective. Reports say Walker was arrested Monday in Ohio, where he allegedly fled after an incident resulted in the death of 28-year-old Jose. Jose was a father of 3 and a former football player for the University of Central Florida, also a rapper. He went by the name Fat Poppy Escobar.
Although he has yet to be taken to trial, Tankhead's online posts would suggest that he's getting a little fed up sitting behind bars, as he waits for these second-degree charges to either be proven or thrown out. Despite the momentum that the crew once had, it seems like any shot that many of them had of retaining relevancy died alongside their tragic leader Xxxtentacion. And now, some of his supporters are dismayed to see that so few of the people he believed in have not been able to conjure up any momentum of their own. Honestly, I feel bad for members only. X did everything he could to make sure the group succeeded. Then he passed, and I feel like none of his own mans have done right by him since. Even Ski was involved heavily with Members Only Volume 3. But after he was dead, he just worried about his own career after he got established. And now, it's safe to say that any chance of them running the industry is a distant memory.
Yeah. It's a harsh reality, man. It's very true and very sad. But I'm saying, if you enjoyed that video, I was very chill and locked in and relaxed watching that, because if I'm being honest, in that whole vid, the only people I knew, XXX and Ski Mask. So yeah, that's why I was just laid back on that. But I'm saying, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm saying that's the most important bit, subscribing. I'm saying all you that watch the videos, bro, subscribe, man. It helps, bro. I don't even know how many people watch my vids all the way to this point, like to the end. But if you do, I appreciate you a lot. And yeah, man, subscribe, bro. And because, see, I need to be saying, so I need to emphasize how important and appreciative I will be if you don't subscribe at the start of the video, because yeah, I don't know how many man make it to the end. But yeah, that's the end. Safety. And this thing just fell out my chair, man.